right, there we are. You know how many times I had to fix this camera? Okay, stay on subject. It's me, LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. As you will see, I am trying to raise my voice to the best of my ability so that my sound can projectify all across this camera. Psych! Okay, my first video in this series is colorism, okay? I've really been wanting to talk about this. I actually been wanting to do it for a while. It first came to mind with me sometime last year. I just wasn't ready yet. Now I am, with a little help from my handsome husband here. He helped me set up this background stuff, and we're good to go. Let's see. I have my notes too, so I can try to stay the course. Before I really start, I want to give a special shout out to YouTube patron, well, what is it? YouTube, what do you call it? What's the word? It's not patron because that means they actually are like buying a subscription or something. YouTuber named Walter Lee Hampton the second. Thanks for the support and highlighting my comment on there. So definitely I'm going to make these videos here. I put in here um the video that was also is called "Why Are So Many People Against Having Roommates." It was a lot of interesting comments from there, from like all across the United States. I like the interaction on that channel because it's based in Atlanta, Georgia, but we get a lot of I see a lot of comments on there from people from Michigan. I see comments on there from people from Ohio. So it's kind of cool. And then the video you made with your mom, and that one's called Alberta Hampton, Walter Hampton, discussing Prophet Joshua Holmes. I was laughing so much. Your mom, I was like, wow. She's very blunt and honest. So once again, thanks to YouTube for providing good content on you guys' YouTube channel. It's pretty good, and what it is. The channel is just a daily video blog of what goes on in their world of Atlanta. So it's very informative and it's funny. Let's see here, and those are my notes for that. Once again, I do want to thank my husband. He's been my support, so I'm very glad that I'm starting my YouTubing on a more serious note while since he's been in my world. So that's what I'm saying there. And here we go. We have my first video is called Colorism, and I'm going to do a series of 7 videos. The first one will be of course my introduction, and it's called Seeing Myself Inwardly, the introduction and definition of what colorism is and means. I'll work on reminding myself to project my voice a little louder too, so my voice may go up and down. Just bear with me as I get used to doing something like that. My second video will be seeing myself through the eyes of my immediate family collectively. Colorism 3, seeing myself through the eyes of my father. Number 4, seeing myself through the eyes of my dark-skinned sister. Number 5, seeing colorism amongst and between girls during elementary, middle, and high school. Video 6 will be talking about seeing colorism as a whole and collectively during elementary, middle, and high school through the eyes of guys. 7, seeing colorism during my college and early 20s, and that's us a collective thing from the guys and the girls, what through my eyes of what I saw then. And number 8, seeing colorism through the eyes of just people's relationships, that I heard, and even some of the poor choice relationships I had in the past, just the colorism part, and. So my first video I'll get back to once again is colorism. I will provide to you the definition of what it means so we can all be on the same page. Colorism, prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. Then following that definition, they have like an asterisk providing more of an in-depth explanation. So it says colorism within the Black community has been a serious emotional and psychological battle. I'm going to read the definition again. Colorism is prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. Colorism within the black community has been a serious emotional and psychological battle. I will do my best to stay on topic. So, my first day of this series, seeing myself inwardly. And I'm just kind of going to go on the fly based on this topic. Colorism, I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know racism was a thing. I didn't even really know people having a different color was a thing. Um, and you don't have to be mentally impaired to just figure that out, because even in science it says that babies aren't born acknowledging or knowing that people come in different shades, meaning like there's black, there's white, and all that. They just see that they're, one, a person, and that's that. But it is taught. Racism and colorism. I just keep saying the word colorism. Colorism is something that is unfortunately taught, because it was never brought to my attention exactly what color I was until I got to second grade. Okay, I knew I was black. I knew I was African American. I knew the people who were in my life, like aunts, uncles, mom, you know, people like that, the regular people, the people at the grocery store you see every weekend, you know, I knew I was black as a race, but far as being classified as a color and race didn't make sense to me. So from being born all the way to second grade, I was like 91, 92, literally, I just thought I was me, you know, and black, like a substance. But I got to second grade, we moved out to what was considered the suburbs, according to everyone who lived in the hood. And I don't like that stigma neither. So we moved out to the suburbs, and I learned real quick. I swear, like in the first week of school, before I learned anything else, is that I was black. And what I mean by that is how I was received. First and foremost, I'm gonna tell you, this is my story, not by the white people. It was from my own people that I was black. And not only on top of that, I was light skinned. And not only on top of that, I had long hair. And not only on top of that, I'm quiet because I think I'm better than everybody. So I'm like, so I go home. What did you learn today? Of course, I didn't tell them anything. I was quiet. I'm like, I'm not going to tell them this. I really didn't like talk to my parents anyway, so why would I even tell them something as heavy as this? I was like, I'll figure it out on my own. But yeah, I can really remember some darker skinned girls to at that time. I just thought they were just girls like me. I didn't see the color, but they pointed it out real quick. So it's like I came not only from a place where I loved, which was the hood, to this stuck up suburban area filled with all these black girls with attitudes, not focusing on education, but how I looked on the outward. So I'm like, well, here we go. I don't know, what am I supposed to be learning, that I'm a black light skinned person and protecting myself, or trying to focus on my studies? I think I was stuck. That really impaired my learning from that day forward, because it was just crazy. Let's see here. Seeing myself inwardly, and I'll just stop there. As far as the first grade stuff, I don't want to. I forgot. I don't want to get too into detail with that, because that's actually going to be maybe the third or fourth video. So this is supposed to be a roundabout overall synopsis of what colorism is to me through the eyes of me. Like I said, I didn't know there was a such thing as people being different shades. I just thought we were all one person, like a bag of M&Ms. I'm gonna get me some M&Ms. M&Ms is M&Ms no matter what color, and that's how I saw people. I was sorely mistaken, and now I'm stuck trying to figure out where I fit in. Not only in my being in this world now, and but fitting in the black community as a whole, and then also being aware of that, going back home with that knowledge, and unfortunate awareness is seeing how the Hades I'm gonna fit in my home and then within the rest of my family, because that forced me to see that nobody else in my family my color. WTF, here we go, So I really don't like colorism because it do fit the definition exactly: prejudice or discrimination against individuals with dark skin, typically among the same ethnic or racial group. I'm just going to stick with our group because I really can't speak in depth to like the Hispanic people, but unfortunately they do go through that stuff too. So people, let's just keep that in mind. They do that skin bleaching stuff too, and it's stupid that they have to deal with that too. So keep that in mind too. I don't want to hear no, but they got good hair. We're not talking about hair right now. We talk about colorism, okay? Hair and skin color are two different things, unfortunately, if you want to really break things down with people to help them understand what's going on. So all races can watch this because it do affect people. Even white people. I went to school with this one girl. She had so many freckles over her face. Oh, she got it. She got talked about too, about her people, and she white. So this skin stuff is ridiculous. Okay. So back to colorism in my world through the African American life of me. I didn't like it and I still don't. It scares the HE double hockey stick side of me because when and if we do decide to have a daughter, it's like, how on the H I'm gonna tell her something like this? I'm gonna tell her, but that's just something you don't want to tell your kids. You just want the world to be one happy place, which it used to be. But I do dread that. So I try to prepare myself when I'm ready. I try to prepare myself as much as possible without emotionally overwhelming myself on how I can prepare my future daughter about what she's going to face. Because my husband is brown and he is fine, so our kid is going to be definitely not my shade. She is going to be, brown. Hey, like real brown. So I'm going to have to prepare her based on the level her shade she comes out and takes to what type of XYZ she's going to be dealt with by others just based on her complexion alone. So I'm ready for it, but it's scary too. So people out there, you know, having children is scary, and it's a lot of stuff we have to talk about with it to them with. So hopefully this series will help you kind of get the ball rolling in your head at least to prepare yourself, then your child or your children that you already have, with what to deal with and how you can deal with stuff too and accept yourself and not, number one, A, feel guilty because you light skin, or B, feel like crap because you're dark, or C, feel like I don't know what side to pick because I'm in between. This is an introductory to a series of 7 videos I will be doing in regards to colorism. My name is Elay, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy, talking to you about something that a lot of people are finally starting to talk about. And I'm happy. So I decided to put my 2 cents in to help you guys be informed with something that's drama free. Let's say that. Alrighty then, I'm going to look for the stop button. I'm looking for the stop button. Ah, okay. Let's see here. Okay, there's an X right here. I'm gonna push that. It don't say stop. Now it should just say stop if you wanted to stop, not X. Slave mentality. Push X. Sound at the X. But that's another story too. Bye.